in this scenario, I'm the program manager, I'm the program lead for our group fitness classes, and I've been informed we need to find any gaps in our schedule where we can actually add a new class to target and engage with a cohort that is not massively engaged. So I want to actually understand whereabouts are the gaps, who's the cohort I need to target, and to be sustainable, I need to obviously bring in members as well that would have that interest. So where I'm going to start first of all is just where I finished off 2 seconds ago, which is in the program manager dashboard. That's my space, that's my area. I'm going to start to look at straight away the drop off from 40-year-olds to 50 plus, which is a bit inconsistent in the market. Now, first of all, I need to make sure that's not an anomaly. So I want to go back and check what does that look like in previous months? Are we seeing similar kind of patterns forming here? Yes, we are in September. In August, again, just a click of a button to go back in 1 month. Slight drop off there in the market, but again, quite significant for our site. Going back to July at the start of the financial year, much more significant drop off and increase there as well. So on the whole, in the past 3 to 4 months, in the past quarter there, we have seen that's definitely a bit of an anomaly. So I want to focus on these 50 to 59-year-olds and actually see if I can make an appropriate offering to get that engagement rate right here a little bit higher. So I'm going to revert back to October because I want to see the most recent data available, what I can do for those 50 to 59-year-olds. So let's jump into that age bracket and let's see what are the most popular classes across that particular demographic. We've got spin, we've got HIIT, and we've got Pilates. That's the kind of the top 3 that are most popular. Quite similar to the sector. So HIIT again and spin, definitely the top 2. Cardio is a bit more kind of popular there. Pilates a little bit further down, but you still got your kind of your health and wellness with yoga towards the top. So fantastic. I want to focus on our top 3 performing classes and see, should I be adding additional classes there to continue that engagement and to make sure the right offerings are in place? With that, I'm just going to go into our programs and touch on these 3 to focus on. Fantastic. And now I've gone down to the optimal timetable feature. So this is looking at my particular site and then what's happening in the broader sector. Straight away, probably one thing that is quite noticeable to me is the gap here we have on Thursday mornings around 9 and 10 a.m. So all the other days of the week, we do have a slot available at that time. Now, it could be there's a booking clash potentially with the room, not quite sure, but I do know there's a bit of a gap there. And if I compare that to what's happening in the market and the broader community, I can see that's actually quite a popular class. 3.75% of all kind of engagement across the sector is coming in on a Thursday at 9 o'clock. And what's more interesting is that on the Tuesdays and Thursdays, the early morning sessions are actually drawing kind of a bit of a less engagement than your Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. But that later slot, or 2 slots on the Tuesday, is proving quite popular. So to me, I now want to focus on Thursday mornings, 9, 10 a.m. for a HIIT class or a Pilates class or a spin class, because I know our existing members, A, participate at those times on other days, and also the market for the same age bracket is really popular amongst that time as well. Fantastic. Now, to kind of get a better understanding again and know my community better, I'm then going to go and visit our operate function. So again, knowing what I know about that particular age cohort and what times are popular and what classes are popular, I'm going to filter once again by our 50s to 59s. And I can start to see straight away how many unique members we have, how many of them are actually active. So just over 50% are actually attending in October. What we've acquired, how does that compare against the previous month and then again, October in 2024. But what I really want to look at from here is that kind of broader rate in terms of activity and active members. So we'll see if I just select and just focus purely on our active members. This really kind of stays and plateaus around that 400 mark. It doesn't significantly change across the year. Again, it's a 12-month period we're looking at. If I add on top of that our acquired members, we've actually had kind of quite good success in the last 3 months in terms of new members coming in. Now, does that translate to getting them engaged in our programs at the very start via a targeted personal training package that's set up, via really kind of encouraging them to book into a class in their first month. And what's kind of provided me really kind of, I guess, optimism in this instance is the acquisition rate we're actually seeing for that age cohort is kind of quite high. So again, great opportunity to target new members that have just come into the business and the organization early on in their membership journey. And also the attrition rate, how many members we're losing is a higher percentage than what we're seeing in the market. So we're actually still losing members in that age bracket. So two good reasons as to why I want to focus on this particular cohort. There's loads of new members coming in that we can kind of get early on in their membership journey, and also to have an impact in our attrition rates as we move forward. Now I want to go into our acquisition, because again, it needs to be sustainable. I need to understand what are the popular programs across that particular cohort, but also across the market and where our potential market lies. So again, I'm going to filter by that 50 to 59s. I'm going to scoot down a little bit here into our popular activities and membership types. So we still know that All Access Adult is the most popular. They want gym, they want swim, they want programs. Fantastic. They also participate heavily already across the market in HIIT classes, in spin, in aqua fitness, I should say, and Pilates is there as well. So I know those four key components are really driving that home. Now from this, I can then take it a little bit of a step further and then look at, great, for this particular cohort, if I wanted to target HIIT, spin and Pilates, how should I market that effectively? Well, I have the breakdown here in terms of where that exists, right down the bottom here, which are the top SA2s, which are the top areas, and how far away are they from the centres. Look at the map, whereabouts should I focus for this particular cohort to get them into the programs and make the most of it. The darkest shade of colour right here is the South Perth Kensington, which is just a 6-minute travel time from our site or our sites, and has an unmet demand of 440. So potentially 440 members that would want to participate in those programs that I want to add. Fantastic. So that's kind of, I guess, a little bit around the scenario, with the key outcomes really being, I wanted to find out who should I target, where should I target them, and what should I offer? Based on the participation rates that I'm seeing and engagement, the 50 to 59-year-olds is where I should focus. I want to look at HIIT, Pilates, or spin. And I want to look at Thursday mornings, where we've already got good engagement across the rest of the week. And the industry is also doing a sterling job there. And these are the areas that I can target effectively to that cohort in terms of suburbs and areas.